As a machinist in a subcontract workshop, the worst application for me on a day-to-day basis was reaming, because that one tool could scrap a job you've been working on for hours or days. Today, I'm in the studio with Simon from the Hoffmann Group, who's actually brought some reamers in that could make your life easier and safer. Simon, I've got a blind hole reamer and you've got a through hole reamer.
Yep.
What is the difference between them to start with?
It's really about where the coolant's coming out. So if you've got a through hole, you need it to come through the sides. And if you've got a blind hole, you have it through the end so that it's evacuating that swarf out of the way, which obviously can compromise your finish.
So Simon, I hated reaming. Convince me that if I'd been using these tools from the Hoffmann Group, that I wouldn't.
Several reasons. We have colour banding to help choose the right geometry for the material that you're cutting, from aluminium, stainless steel, red for cast iron and green for universal, which is steels and a bit of stainless steel as well. We also have blind and through hole reamers to help with the swarf evacuation. I think you have a blind hole which has coolant coming out the end, and I have a through hole which has coming out the sides of the tool. So that helps with swarf evacuation, improving your finish and your hole size.
Looking at this reamer, you actually have an extra flute as well. So what is the benefit of having an extra flute?
So it's about performance as well. So you have the extra flutes in there, which increase your feed rate. So it can be a high performing product for you that's going to produce a good sized hole that you require to the tolerance you need. And then also you're not going to have to compromise on your speed and your feed.
I think for people looking at home as well, these reamers have got quite a short cutting length compared to a conventional reamer, which is a lot longer. What's the reasons behind this?
Well, these are solid carbide, so they only need the first sort of 20 mil really to produce that hole. So there's no need having a really long flute because it has to be backed off anyway. So the reason it's short is because you don't need it to be that long to produce that tolerance hole.
And what sort of tolerances do these work in?
These H7 tolerances, but also these can be ground to whatever size you need and whatever size tolerance you need. You can tell us through the website that you need a specific size and we can grind that for you.
You can get your tools sorted through the website, but what diameter can I get this from and to?
So these are available from 4 to 20 mil. Standard H7 sizes, sort of 1 mil increments, and then within that you can also specify your own tolerance size you want through the web shop.
Now I want to go back to what you said a little bit earlier, because I can customize this entire tool size tolerance from your website.
Yep, quite simple. Through the eShop you select the material, grade, colour that you want to machine, and within there you can then choose the sizes that you actually want and or the tolerance, which you just specify in the drop-down box that's on the eShop.
That must be a real problem solver for people who can't find reamers at the size they need, that they can just get one ordered.
Yep, it's quite simple because you can choose what size you want yourself, what tolerance. So you don't really need an engineer to come along, because if you know what your tolerance is, you can just specify that on the web shop and it will then send you a quote and then you can order it.
To me, that's a real problem solver and something that's really helpful for people on everyday jobs. But you've actually brought in another tool as well that can help just as much.
Yeah.
So what is the next tool we've got on the table?
So we have the drill ream. So this is really good for people who want to produce maybe shorter batch size, but want to reduce tools in the carousel as well. So you've got a drill ream, so it's a double margin drill, so it can produce H7 tolerance holes in a universal coating, so it can work on a wide variety of materials.
That must also help for people with machines with smaller carousels as well, because you're not taking up two pots, you're only taking up one.
Yeah, so not only is it quicker in the fact you don't have a tool change in the process, you're only using one pot in the carousel, so it reduces or increases the amount of tools another tool that you could have in that carousel if your space is tight.
So how does it, I don't know if this is for me or for the audience as well, but how does it actually work? How do you drill and ream at the same time?
So this has a double margin on it. So it has the front of the drill, which basically drills, and then the back of it, which is slightly higher, which then produces the reamed finish for you.
Now, to me, that's a real problem solver for machines or people who just haven't got enough pots in the machine for the jobs they've got to do. But we've actually got 2 more tools on this table that are real problem solvers as well. And I'd really like to start with the back coated one, because I've never tried to drill carbon fibre.
Yeah, it's a bit of a dark art. It's a bit of a, there's always a thing about drilling it, but we have special coatings, diamond-like coating, and a special drill point on this. So it relieves the pressure off the drill edge, and it stops the carbon fibre from sort of splintering and reduces the load on the tool, so you reduce heat and friction.
It must also give a better finish as well then. For me, it must give a better finish because you're starting on such a shallow point and then slowly building up. You're not just hammering and drilling with a 118-degree angle.
Yeah, that's correct. That drill point reduces that load, which reduces heat and prolongs the tool life. Obviously, carbon fibre is quite high usage, and you will, if you don't have like a diamond coating with a drill point on this, you would probably struggle with tool life.
Now, one tool left on the table, and it's quite a bright looking drill. So what is it actually for?
Yep, so pink banders for us is for drilling Inconels and your high tensile alloys. Again, through tool coolant, special coating on it for for drilling Inconels to reduce that heat that they generate normally. And again, polished flutes to evacuate the swarf.
So to me, red would definitely be the danger colour for that sort of material. But I would like to say thank you, because you have convinced me that if I'd have been using these reamers, it would have been a lot safer and I would have been a lot less scared to ream things.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Now, we have one last piece of equipment on the MTD table today, and that is your hydraulic holder. Why should people be using hydraulic holders with reamers?
So all these products on this table would benefit from running true. If it's drilling Inconel, if the drill's running out, you're going to increase the load on one of the flutes, so you're going to reduce your tool life. Through to the reamers, the truer the tool is running, the truer the hole, the better the tolerances are, and the better the tool life is.
Now, if I could just grab that holder off you, because I did something just before this started and I want to show you, is the fit between this collet and this 10mm shank I have in my hand is absolutely perfect, where even a H7 tolerance, that would be sliding in. So that you are absolutely microns between that holder, that collet, and that tool, where it's a bit of a push to get it in.
Yeah. Well, that ensures that the tool is, when it's being clamped, is being clamped as 360 degrees as much as you can be with a hydraulic holder, and that ensures that the tools will run through to the holder and the back end, and obviously through the spindle.
I just think that I just can't get over that fit. That fit is just, you don't even get the pop. Even if I hold the thing, you don't even get the pop. It's such a nice finish. So, Simon, if people at home are struggling with reaming or they're struggling with certain materials, how can they get in contact with you about the help and guidance from Hoffmann Group? So
there's various means. The website, which has the e-shop on it, which is available, and it has our contact details, or first page of the catalogue has our contact details, phone numbers for the office, and they'll put you in contact with one of our engineers who are happy to visit on site.
Well, Simon, thank you, and thank you for visiting MTD today. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. But if there's anything you would like to see from us at MTD or the Hoffmann Group, leave a comment down below.